I'm no self-defense expert, but Tuco the Rat's recent videos on using the single-action revolver for self-defense have piqued my interest in the subject. What we're going to do today is I'm going to run 3 guns against each other and test my own abilities. I've got my shot timer here, and I've got the 3 guns sitting here on this bench. I have here a striker-fired 9mm pistol. This is a Smith & Wesson. I have a double-action only 38 Special, also a Smith & Wesson. And I have a single-action 357 Magnum that I have loaded with 38 Specials, Ruger. This is a Ruger, not a Smith & Wesson. Why? Smith & Wesson doesn't make a single-action. Are you listening, Smith & Wesson? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand at this stump, which is about 7 yards. I'm going to fire 3 shots at each one of those targets, each respective target with each respective gun. And I'm going to see how fast I can put at least 1 round into the 10 ring of each target. Let's get started. I've got my single action revolver on in its pancake holster. The one thing I forgot to mention in the intro was that I have carried each one of these guns in each respective holster, also under this coat. So it's actually kind of a neat test for me to see how I would do in a scenario. So with that being said, I'm going to draw the gun and I'm going to thumb with my offhand. And that's a safety measure. You don't want to be drawing and thumbing because you're going to end up shooting yourself at some point. Nobody wants to shoot themselves. Be safe, be smart. I got all 3 rounds on the target anyways. That first round did hit in the 10 ring. I'm content with that. 4.36 seconds. Let's see when that first shot was, because that would have actually been when our threat would have been stopped, in theory. First shot was at 2.22 seconds. Second shot being followed up about 1 second later, and the third shot also roughly a second behind. While that's not terrible, that does fall greatly below that rule of 3s, which, if you watch Tuco's video, he sort of debunked through there. I didn't go do my own research. I trust the man. So, let's move on to the double action 38 Special. .38 Specials on my hip. Same thing, same drill, next target. My first shot, more likely than not, went low. That second shot was in the ring, but not in the ring, if you know what I mean. That third shot was extremely acceptable. 5.21. So technically I was faster at stopping the threat with my single action. So there's the 5.21. My first shot being at 2.7 seconds. Second shot being 2 1/4 later. And that third shot, a 2 1/4 later again. Which that third shot would have been the actual stopping shot. Now we're going to move on to our striker-fired 9mm. Okay, I've got my 9mm on my hip. It is loaded. And let's see how this one shapes up. Oh, there's my third shot. I pulled my third shot low. The first two are decently in that 10 range. 4.48. 4.48, with my first shot being at 2.63, 3.54. That was a 0.91 split, so almost a second. And again, almost a second between those two shots. Again, with my, let's see, get back to the first one, draw time of 2.63 seconds, which is a lot slower than my draw time off of my cowboy rigs. Now, just for giggles, we're going to do one more thing. I've patched up my center target and strapped on my steel line fast draw rig. Now I'm going to do the same thing I did from holster. I'm going to thumb with my offhand because I don't want to shoot myself in the leg. That last shot went pretty far right, but that first shot was real nice. Second shot over here. .67 seconds for the total 3 shots. Let's see when that first technically threat shot stopping shot would have been. 0.126. So technically the threat would have gone down at 0.126 seconds. The second shot, which was also a decent hit, 0.71 seconds later, and that third shot that went wild was 0.7. So other than shooting an innocent bystander, oops, that was actually a decent run. Does that mean that the single action revolver is a viable option for concealed carry? That I'm going to leave up to the experts to decide. You do what you want to do. Me, I'm going to keep carrying my .38 Special and my striker-fired 9mm. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like, subscribe, share it with someone you know, and leave some comments down below. We will see you next time.